Okay, thank you very much, Jeremy. I'm a bit under pressure. Good afternoon, colleagues. Greetings to SMMEs, everyone present today. My name is Lawrence Chauke. I work for SANRAL. I'm a project manager, meaning I work with contractors every day. I work with SMMEs. My presentation won't be very long. It will be straight to the point. To address maybe some of the issues that the SMEs might, be questioning. I think after these presentations, please join us outside maybe to answer more questions. Okay, maybe in terms of the contents that I'll address today, the first one is who's SANRAL, briefly our procurement policy in terms of the PF regulations, and the type of projects that we do, and also opportunities to the SMMEs. For those who are not aware, SANRAL is an agency of the DOT, National Department of Transport. It means we are a state-owned company. We were established through an act of parliament in 1998. It's called the SANRAL Act number 7 of 1998. Our main mandate is to look after national roads, or the national road network, your N1, N3, N4, R21. That's our main mandate. But we also look after other roads. Contrary to belief, we're not only a tolling company. 22,000 kilometers of our network, that's what we're looking after. But only 13% of that is toll. So I guess there's a lot, that is not told, to the masses. So our main mandate is not only tolling. There's a lot of, in terms of the network, especially your strategic network, that we're looking after as SANRAL. Our head office is in Pretoria. We also have 4 regions. The western region is Cape Town. We also have the northern region, covering Limpopo, Pretoria, Mpumalanga, and the Northwest Province. We also have what we refer to as the eastern region, which is your Pietermaritzburg, Free State. We also have the southern region in Port Elizabeth. That's roughly offices that are managing the 22,000 network that I referred to. As a state-owned agency, we're also governed by the PPFA regulations. We are expected to make sure that the mandate of the national government is fulfilled. That's our main aim as SANRAL, to ensure that government principles at all times are adhered to. We have what we refer to as the PPFA regulation that was enacted in January 2017. Our role is to ensure that we maximize the aims of government in terms of the PPFA regulations. The main point here being subcontracting. I think we're all aware of the 30% subcontracting requirement that all government agencies are expected to meet. But maybe the main point here is that all projects above 30 million, we need to ensure that 30% subcontracting is possible. I will skip this one. I just want to go straight to the type of project that we do as SANRAL. We have what we refer to as conventional projects. This is your main upgrades, like the upgrades that took place around 2010 here. Those are some of the major improvements that we had, and they are referred to as conventional projects. We also have maintenance projects, periodic maintenance, and also what we refer to as routine maintenance, RRM. On daily basis, throughout the whole country, we have maintenance contractors looking after the 22,000 kilometers. So all our network, every day there's someone doing the maintenance there. We also have what we refer to as community development projects. These are projects that are aimed at empowering your small contractors, your CIDB 1 to CIDB 2 grade contractors. The main purpose of this project is, in most cases, to address some of the safety issues that we have on our network. We also use this project to construct some of your pedestrian facilities, pedestrian bridges. They are done under what we refer to as community project. Okay, let me zoom a bit in our routine maintenance projects. Currently for the northern region, that is the region that is looking after Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Limpopo, and Northwest, we have a network of around 8,500 kilometers. In terms of routine maintenance, in the 2017-2018 financial year, we had around 30 routine maintenance contracts, but we're looking at a way of unbundling that and having smaller projects. So in future, we're looking at more than 50 routine maintenance projects that will have a SANRAL throughout the 4 provinces that I mentioned earlier. And the model that we're using, we have a model where we appoint a main contractor and then subcontract a certain percentage. In terms of our latest procurement policy, we're saying if we appoint a grade 8 to a grade 9 main contractor, in terms of subcontracting, 50% need to go to small contractors. So 50% will remain with the main contractor, 50% goes to your small contractors, that is your CIDB 1 to CIDB 7 CE, or your EMEs or QSEs. And then if the main contractor is a grade 6 to a grade 7, then the subcontracting goes back to the 30% that is legislated by our government. And what we've also introduced as a way of ensuring that there's transparency and there's no favoritisms among some of the main contractors, we're partnering with municipalities throughout the country, where we form what we refer to as project liaison committees. This, in other places, I think they're called PLCs, where we ensure that your business and other stakeholders within those municipalities are well represented in these projects. So, for example, if we come maybe to Ekurhuleni, we'll have a separate project liaison committee for Ekurhuleni, where we ensure that all important stakeholders, SMEs, maybe safety forums and so on are well represented in that committee. And the aim is to ensure that the rights of SMEs are protected, because there have been in the past a lot of abuse by the bigger contractors where SMEs were not well protected. So as SANRAL, we in the forefront, we also chairing these PLCs as project managers, ensuring that we see what's happening on the ground. And we also appoint what we refer to as project liaison committees, PLOs, project liaison officers, who also comes from the municipalities to also assist with these committees to ensure transparency and also protecting the smaller contractors. We also have databases for labor and SMEs that are also linked to these PLCs. So the PLC on a daily basis, they'll ensure that the database is managed. Everybody on the database is given a fair chance to compete. So that's the main aim of us as SANRAL implementing PLCs in all our projects. Okay, these are the types of RM projects that we normally let out. We normally package them. In a typical routine maintenance project, we'll have what we refer to as a general maintenance work package, where you are cleaning of drains, structures, fencing, will be covered, and then we'll also have, packages for pavement maintenance, vegetation maintenance, that's your grass cutting, tree felling, and as well as earthworks. So this will be your typical, maybe small tender. If you tender, you'll have to tender maybe for the 4, and whoever wins SSRB will embark with that particular sub-project. So we're dividing the work into smaller packages, unlike giving one big chunk to one SMME. Okay, in terms of opportunities on our bigger projects or our main upgrades and improvement projects, What we've introduced as SANRAL is for the grade 9s and 8, we're saying for one to be able to tender on our projects, you need to be 51% black owned. Also 30%, management control. It should be also on black people. So if you're not 51% black owned, the chances of you tendering for our jobs are minimum. Also introduce the triple BE, where we're saying it should be between 1 and 4. So if you're above 5, it's a disadvantage. And I think this is important. This is part of transformation, and also transforming the industry that we all know is not well transformed. Also on the major projects, we also have the 30% that is legislated, as I've mentioned earlier, for all projects that are above 30 million. And we also do a market research to also ensure that we identify all the disadvantaged groups. That's your youth, people living with disabilities, cooperatives, and so on and so on, to ensure that maybe they take part in our project. Also on this project, we also have what I mentioned earlier, the PLC, who also overlooks, the appointment of labor and SMMEs on our project. Okay, I mentioned earlier that we have what we refer to as community development project. These are projects, like I said earlier, that are aimed at empowering the smaller guys, your grade 1 and grade 2, because these are the guys that don't get opportunities out there. We use this project as a way of, as a form of training the small guys. It's very difficult for the smaller guys to enter to take part in the industry and compete with the bigger contractors. So these are the projects that we see as SANRAL as projects that can easily train the smaller contractors. Some of the projects that we do under this project are labor-intensive only contracts. We also have what we refer to as learnerships, where we offer learnership opportunities to SMMEs, especially your grade 1s and grade 2. Some of the opportunities that we have, as SANRAL, we do offer a lot of training. Almost every project that we do, there's a training component also attached to it. We do a lot of generic skills training, entrepreneurial skills training, as well as engineering training. Like I mentioned earlier, we also have learnerships. But these are for people who are willing to sit in a class and do also practical training for a period of around 24 months. So it's not for someone who's trying to make a quick buck. Okay, for inquiries and information, that's our website. This is the phone number for the Northern region. We're based in Mainland in Pretoria. Thank you very much.